Hi everyone, and welcome back to my channel, and welcome back to my very messy desk. You can tell it's a very loved desk. Anyway, I was contacted again by Lightwish, and they wanted to know if I wanted to unbox and review these watercolours. Now I have just took them out of the box. They just come in a normal Amazon box, but just to save time I've took them out of that. But they do come in this bubble wrap, so let's have a little look now. I don't like to say that I'm a watercolour snob, but I'm a watercolour snob. I like all sorts of brands. I do like the cheaper brands as well, but I thought I'd test this because number one, of the metallics. Whoa, why is the light just completely gone? The metallics are what interests me in this. And then just in case that you want to try a budget friendly set of watercolours, you might be interested in this side of the watercolour palette. I don't know, they might be absolutely amazing, they might not, we shall see. Let me take the plastic off this because it's completely messing with the lighting on my camera. Are you going to come off in one go? Here you are. So it says Artist Decor Watercolours, 88 colours. Put you in the bin. It comes packaged in a... Is that meant to be Christmassy? Because that definitely does remind me of Christmassy on this side. So a nice cardboard box. Let's have a look at the back. Nothing on the back, so it is just a cardboard box. And then let me just push it out. Does it push? It does. And these are your colours. Now one's popping out there, I can see. And it does come with an aqua brush, so one has popped out. It does come with an aqua brush, which I do like. I like aqua brushes. I don't tend to use the sponges, but you can use the sponge for changing your colours. The neons look really appealing to me actually, because I've got no neon watercolours whatsoever, so that will be interesting. Nice colour selection on the metallics, but it's alright saying there's a nice colour selection, but let's see how they work. I was also sent some Arteza pens. Now I've thoroughly used these pens. I've used literally a full box of these pens up, so it's nice to have a couple of backups, so I can say that they are really good. They've changed the packaging. I don't even think I've got the old ones now. But yeah, they've changed the packaging. So they're both one all of them are by the looks of it. So we've got the gold, silver and the two whites. Let's have a look at the nibs. That's interesting that they've changed the packaging. So let me get situated. I'll get some black paper, some watercolour paper, and we can swatch everything and I can tell you what I think. But them bold metallic colour, metallic neon colours are very, very interesting. So my plan is as well, I am actually going to test these in a colouring book. As long as they work okay on the watercolour paper, because I'm using a Clara Markova colouring book. So as long as they're okay, I'll use that. Now actually, I might as well use this. So normally you just, unscrew. You fill it up with water, which I've got my handy dandy pipette. So yeah, you fill it up with water and just pop the lid on. Oh, one thing I did forget is cloth. So to activate this brush, you just squeeze and the water will come out. And it's as simple as that. I still like dipping it into the water, it doesn't matter what brand of brush that I'm using, I still like dipping it into the water. So I've got my cloth at the ready. Now, should I spray this? I'll use the pipette. I think I'll use the pipette. I think I just like saying pipette. So I'll just put a couple of drops on each of the colours. Now I'm assuming that these are going to need to be left for at least 20-30 seconds or so before I can mess around with them. I might as well activate all the colours while I'm here. Just a couple of drops on each will do. There is some interesting colours in this set actually. That's a really nice one. That's the colour on my walls. Just in case you were interested. Well, wall in front of me. And that's a really nice blue. Got a couple of neon colours up here as well actually. And the white, I'm always interested in a good pigmented white. So I'm hoping that's long enough for the metallics. So if I just twist it round, because I'm going to use the metallics first, and I've got two separate watercolour paper sheets, because I want the metallics to be on one and then the normal one on the other one. So, started off here, I'm just going to tap off the excess. I think I will need a little bit more water on each of them. Let's see. So there's the silver. Would you class that as a silver? Let me just pop a little bit more water. I might have to do that throughout. Just like that. Let's see if it just needed a little bit more. This colour in particular would be nice over like furry wings, and obviously on black paper it's going to show up beautifully, and then 9 times out of 10 our colouring pages are going to be on white or maybe even tan tone paper. So realistically you've got to look at the white to see how it's truly going to look. So this is more, it's a similar colour but it's got more of a gold hue to it. Yeah, that's really nice. Let's try it on the white. So you can see better when I actually move it on the white, where on the black it shows up beautifully. And then this looks like, that's a proper tree gold, and we've got an orangey gold, so I'm not quite sure what to expect with this colour. It's like a really pale gold. Sorry if I keep coughing, I'm just about getting over being sick. So we've got the orange gold. They feel creamy, I will say that, when you're laying them down. They do feel creamy. Now I'm going to have to probably be a bit smaller with my swatches on the next set of colours. And then we've got what I think is the true gold. And it is, that is really nice. Really, really nice. It shows up nicely as well on the white. And there's a pink. Let's give the pink a go. That's a really, really nice baby pink colour. Shows up nicely as well on the white. The neon pink. That looks really similar to me. They look almost identical to me, them two colours, where in the pan this one really does look like a neon shade. Oh, on the white, see, you can't really put these together excuse me, as a first swatch, because look, they do look different. So this one looks like a red. Is it a red? Pinky red. Yeah. On the white. Then we've got is that fuchsia? That's a really nice one. I will say, if you're wanting to just test out metallic watercolours, these are really, really nice. So far, so good. So I've got an even darker fuchsia one. That's even nicer. And it doesn't say anywhere on the box about how many grams or anything you get of the paint. It seems like a decent amount. So there's your true silver. That's nice. and the silver on the white paper. Once these have all dried as well, I will lift them up to the camera so you can get a better look. There's another pink. It seems a little bit excessive with the pink, so you've got 1, 2, 3, possibly 4, 5 pinks. Purple, and then we've got a darker purple at the side of that as well. That's a nice shade. Shows up beautifully on the white paper as well. And then we've got the darker purple. This will show up a lot better on the white, I think. Yeah. I think I might need a little bit more water. So let me just pop some more water in these. Just like that. I'm running out of space. So we're using the dark purple. This one to me looks like black with flecks of glitter. Yeah, it has. It's got flecks of glitter running through it. Like, that one is really nice. Look how pigmented that is. Again, I'll lift it up to the camera once they've dried, and then you can get a better view. We've got I was going to say neon green, but I don't think that's neon. That's more like the furry wings. That's what that one reminds me of. And then on the white. And then a darker green. It's exactly the same colour that I think, but a little bit darker. Yeah, you can see better on the green. And then we've got an even darker one. Yeah, we've got another black. I think there's another black in this palette. It seems a little bit. Is that like a cobalt colour? Let's have a see. Oh, it's actually green. Huh. It's like a grey green. Terrible at explaining. So this to me looks like another silver shade, but it's got green in it. Yeah, it's got flecks of green running through it. And then we move on to the blues. This is a blue silver. That's a really pretty colour. And then on the white paper. And then we move on to the tree. You want to see the water. My changing water. Now, I would say these metallics. Oh, I didn't do that one, did I? These metallics remind me of the Paul Rubin. You know, the ones that you get in the pink tin. And I think a couple of years ago I paid about £45, £50 for that palette. And you do get some more colours. You do get more colours, but so we were in that one, weren't we? Them two colours are very, very similar. Let's go in for the dark blue. That's a pretty shade. That's like a real royal blue. Let's load back up again. And then this one, it almost looks like a brassy gold shade. That looks very similar to the gold that we swatched here to me, but it might dry different. No, actually on the white paper it's a lot darker. It's a lot darker than that gold. So, you know, it's worth testing on different paper to know, you know, the different shades that you've got. That's a pretty one as well. And then that on the white paper. So I'll move these to one side, let them dry, and then we will carry on swatching the rest of the colours. What I'll probably do is, because there's quite a few colours here, I'll speed up my swatching them and then I'll come back at the end and tell you what I think about them. And if there's any specific colours, I'll swatch again to tell you, show you what I'm trying to explain. yeah, I think that's the way that I'll do it. Now I thought it'd be better to actually come back in real time to show you what the neon colours look like. And I've got the same black paper here, but I use the other side in a clean piece of watercolour paper. One thing I've noticed with these is you have to make sure they're really wet, the paints. They're really, really wet. So let's go in with this. Wow, really neon yellow. That's like marker. You know, like what you use in school. Well, I use these in school, like marker colour. Wow. What does it look like on white paper? Even brighter. I don't know if that's picking up true to life, but that is bright. And then we've got more of a yellowy shade. See, that one shows up better on the black. And then we've got the white paper. Now you might have noticed as well, I swatched out the black quite a bit because I want to test out the gel pens over the top of the paint just to see how they match up. So there's the brightest pink one night, and then on the white shows up beautifully. And then this is more of a peachier pink shade. Yeah. Does it show up as well? Let's put some more on. On the black. Let's see the white. Shows up nice, but I was expecting that to be a little bit brighter after seeing that pink. And then we've got the orange, which is, wow, super duper bright. And on the white paper, we've got 3 different oranges by the looks of it. That one shows up better on the paper, on the black paper. Actually, it shows up better on this one as well. Wow, that one is bright. That's more of the true colour there. I move it in the camera. And then the last orangey shade, what is this one? That's like a mix between, oh, I dipped in the wrong one. Mix between a yellow and an orange. And then we've got a purple. And running out of room. Into the purple again. See, that's not as bright as I would have thought. That colour probably would have been suited better in the normal paints. So the fuchsia, absolutely gorgeous. We've got one blue, and one green, and then one lime green. So that doesn't show up nearly as well on the black paper. Even when I'm fully loading it, I've put 2 coats on there. But on the white, yeah, it shows up, but I wouldn't really class that one as neon either. And then we've got the green. Yeah, I was expecting good things from that one. And then we've got the white. Yeah, that is neon. And then the lime green, which is the last colour, I'll just pop down here. I'll use the heat gun on these, and then I can show you what they truly look like once they're dry. And then we'll do some painting in a Climax overbook, see, on the white. So metallics look better on the black, certain colours. The normal watercolour paints definitely look better on white, and then the neons look better on white. So I will be right back. So I'll talk more about in the individual, because it's technically like 3 sets this. You've got your metallics, your normal shades, and then your neon, so I'll talk about them separately, but I just want to see how they perform on a colouring page. Now I'm going to use a metallic over this piece here that I've already finished. I think it's meant to be like jam or something over a lollipop, I don't know, but I want to put a little bit of metallic over that, and then actually just maybe these two here, these pieces of icing here, use a normal shade and then go over the top with a different shade to deepen it up. I hope that makes sense. So I'll do this metallic bit last, otherwise I'll be leaning in it. Now I'm going to use my own brushes. I will say the aqua brushes, the aqua brush that it comes with, it's okay. It's fraying already. The camera's probably not going to pick it up, but there's a couple of strands that are hanging out now that are now we're swatching, that's fine. But if I was to use this to paint, let's say something a little bit smaller like this area here, and then you've got them bristles sticking out, you could get paint in areas that you don't want. So I would say, yeah, the aqua brush isn't great. It'll do for swatching, and it'll do for if I was doing my own watercolour painting like a galaxy, it'd be absolutely fine. But for more detailed stuff, I wouldn't recommend that. So I am just using my own brush. Now I will say the packaging as well. The packaging, I don't like it, I'll be honest. I don't like it. I don't like that it's in this cardboard box. I do like my watercolour paints in a tray. I would pay a little bit extra just to have them in a tray. I feel like they're safer that way, and you can stack them up safely on top of each other, whereas in a cardboard box, if I get this cardboard box wet, there's a chance that it'd break. I'm going to use the lid that actually goes over the top as a palette, because I think it'll serve that purpose just fine. Now let me have a little look at the colours. I'm thinking like pinky purple for these little guys at the top. Now let me look at my swatches. I have just used the heat gun, but there's a couple of areas that you can see that are still wet, but I thought by the time that I finish this, the swatches should be dry for me to show you properly. But let me just double check. I'm thinking this one, which is that one, and this one here, which you can't see because it's not in frame. That would help, wouldn't it? So use my pipette. They do dry quite quickly in the pan. So yeah, you do have to keep them. Have I picked up the right colour there? I don't think I have actually. Let me try the one next to it. I'm going to mix these two colours together because why not? I'm going to mix all three of the pinks because there's no reals, because I'm my own boss and I can pick what colour I want on it. That's a good thing about colouring books. I just want to make sure that I've mixed enough for both. So let's add a tiny little bit more water. This will look really, really watered down. You noticed in the swatches, some of the colours are really opaque and others are a little bit more translucent. So even though I'm putting this down and it might look thin, it's because I've added a lot of water. But in saying that, I was swatching them out and there was a couple of colours and I was thinking, they're leaving a lot to be, I don't know what the right saying is, but they're not as pigmented as I would like. But in saying that, some of my really expensive branded ones are very similar, because sometimes you do want more translucent shades. So I don't think I should be complaining about that, because most of the colours are really pigmented. But as long as that dries smooth, I'm quite happy with that. And you've seen how much water that I just added to it, and it's still lovely and pigmented. That's one thing I'd say, the packaging. Maybe even lose a couple of colours. Lose a couple of colours and then put that extra money into a nice tin. That's what I would prefer, and I've just gone completely out of line. But it doesn't matter because I've not done the background yet. So while that's still wet, I'm going to deepen this up a little bit. So add some purple here. Just want to deepen it up a little bit. And while the page is still wet, I want it to be darker at the bottom. So I want to try and do this relatively quick, because I don't want any harsh lines. And just pop that colour down, clean my brush off, wipe off the excess, and then just let the colours blending together. Just like that. I'm going to bring you in a little bit closer. I just start painting and I literally go into the world of my own. So this side has started to dry a little bit more than the other one, so hopefully we don't get a line. They really remind me of the, I've got both the metallic and the normal Paul Rubin watercolour paints, and they really remind me of them. The way that they're laying down, the way that they're drying. But I would say the Paul Rubin set, you do get more in the pan, but you don't get as many colours. So it just depends what's more important to you. I'm actually going to add more. I'm going to deepen it up even more. So let's add, I'm struggling with a really dark purple. I'm going to have to go into the neon, and that is too much paint. So wipe off the excess. So that is the neon purple mixed in with that now. Pop that on. Might need a little bit more. But I don't want to oversaturate the paper, because that's when you'll start having issues. I'll do the same thing again. Clean brush and just go over the edges. Just like that. And I think that gives a really nice base layer. I mean, you could leave it like that, but me personally, I would go over the top of this again, either with 1 or 2 more layers of paint once it's dry, or probably pencil. I'll probably do pencil just to deepen it up a little bit, but so far I'm liking them. But I want to test what these metallics are going to be like. I'll keep this out. I'll go in with the clear metallic, because I've already done the pencil work, and what's the point in me doing the pencil work if I'm just going to cover it up with paint? So if I just water that down, you can see that there. And then just go over where I've already coloured this guy. Now I have used Prismacolors, so I am really interested to see how much this is going to stick, because I have had issues in the past when I've used Prismacolor, because Prismacolor pencils, and because they're so waxy, the paint just will not stick to it, it will not dry, and it just looks weird. That's all I can say, it looks weird. So fingers crossed. I'm not going to use the heat gun because I might buckle and wreck my paper. So I'll have to be a little bit patient here. I will come back when everything is absolutely 100% dried, and I'll tell you my thoughts on each of the different, what I call sets, and my final thoughts. And I need to test them. I tease up, I said pencils then, gel pens. So I'm happy to say that it dries really nicely. So if I just move it in the light there, just making sure that it's 100% dry, we're alright. We're alright. But you can see the paint at the top. Let me check the back, let's see if it's bled through. No, it's left a little bit of an indent, but that's to be expected with any sort of water media in these boots. They're not watercolour paper, and you know it's bound to happen. But the metallics work. That's the one thing I really wanted to test in this book. Now, so we'll look at the black paper first. The metallics, they do show up really nicely on the black, but I expected that. Yeah, they're nice. Let's have a look at the metallics on the white. I think I prefer them on the white paper, and that's, you know, what they're mostly going to get used for. I would say there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 pinks, if you want to count that as a pink. I would say lose one of the pinks and lose one of the greens. Battery emergency over. So yeah, I'd lose one of the pinks, possibly this one or this one, and then I'd lose one of the greens, definitely this one, because that's an in-between of these two shades. The blues as well, I'd lose one of the blues, and I'd either add a completely different shade, or I'd put that saved money for you not adding an extra paint into a tin palette. The same with the with the neon shades. There's some really nice colours here, really nice colours. But do we need all them? I think these two top shades, which are these, they're too similar. They're too similar to be in the same palette. These two purples as well, they're too similar to be in the same palette. I think the rest of the colours are good. I don't class these two, this purple and this blue, as neon, and this pink. That's definitely... so yeah, the neons are hit and miss, I would say. I mean, they're okay. Some of them are really, really good. Them three in particular. Oh, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. Those are the 4 that I'm picking. But that's what they look like on the black paper. And then I showed you the metallics, haven't I? I'll show you them one more time, just to show you them in the light. These will be beautiful for furry wings, that sort of thing. Unicorn horns, that sort of thing. But the actual watercolour paints, I do like them. They do feel a little bit chalky. But I did say at the start of the video that I am a little bit of a watercolour snob. I do like the more expensive brands, but I've shown you that they can be worked in a, and that is one of my really nice colouring boots, a Clara Cover boot. But you can see that some of the colours aren't as pigmented as others, but that can be an advantage. It doesn't, you know, it doesn't have to be a bad thing. So let me have a look at these new gel pens. Well, they're new to me because I haven't seen this packaging before. Oh, thank you. I hate it when you have to sit here for ages trying to activate. So that's why I did do a big swatch of the black, because I wanted to test these out. So if I just put hi. So they work really nicely, you know, nice flow, there's no stopping in that. That's why I used to like these. So these are going in my everyday jar. And then we've got the silver. Hopefully it's the same thing, exactly the same thing, no messing around there. So same thing, nice and shiny, free flowing ink, just what I like. So that one is stopping out as well. Now the gold, let's see the gold. It looks to me like the same thing. Stops a little bit in the middle. Let me do it again. Yep, so that one's just as good as well. Just had to have a little bit more time to get going. So what I'll do, I'll leave all the links in the description in case you want to have a look at any of these products that I've mentioned. If they want to take some, the good things is there are a lot of colours. They are easy to blend. You saw me mixing colours together. You can put a really translucent layer. You can work in layers with these paints. My downfall with these is that they do feel a little bit chalky. They do. And the packaging that it comes in, I do not like it at all. If it had a tin, brilliant. And like I mentioned with the, I'd take some colours away from here and I'd take some colours away from here and make it a smaller, neater, tinned palette, and it'd be absolutely brilliant. It really would. It really would. But thank you so much for sending me these, and thank you so much for watching this video. Like I said, I will leave all the links in the description of this video. If you did enjoy it, then please leave me a thumbs up, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!